All right, good news or bad news? Bad news is this happened to my lens about a week ago. Look at this thing. Bam. Literally broken in half. Sucks, right? But the good news, folks, is today I'm gonna be showing you guys what's in my camera bag for Japan, some of the things that I'm packing, because I'm planning to do kind of like a small short film documentary style travel video. But most importantly, I am also going to be doing a lot of street photography, and I kind of want to show you guys all the gear that I'm packing just so you can see what's in my camera bag for 2024 Japan edition. Starting off with the bag, coming closer right here. This is the Low Pro bag, and you guys will get to see this later on. I actually just picked this up. There are a ton of different pockets. First and foremost, you got a big pocket right here in the front. Keep any small little cables, anything that I need to kind of recharge my batteries. On the top, you also have a large compartment right here, which you can kind of put extra stuff in, maybe a light jacket. You also have a few little pockets as well, like this mesh little screen. Fit like an iPad in there. And one of the cool things about this bag is actually you access all the gear through the front. So this zipper comes down like this, and boom, this is kind of the main compartment right here. Now my camera of choice is the Sony Fx3, and this has been my go-to workhorse for YouTube, client work, etc. And it's really kind of, in my opinion, elevated the way I approach cinematography. I always started out as a photographer first, and you know, cinema and just video has always been a second priority for me. But earlier this year, I decided I wanted to get a little bit more into it, a little bit more technical, and that's when I picked up the Fx3. So here we go, I'm gonna throw this camera right here into the bag. And you know, it's not a huge camera as well. It's actually pretty dang small, but it is a little bit bigger than some of your other mirrorless cameras, but it fits nicely in this first small pocket right here. Now, as for accessories for the Fx3, the first thing that I'm gonna be bringing is the Sennheiser mic right here. And it's a little bit different than some of the other mics I've used in the past. It doesn't have a dead cat because the dead cat is actually built into the casing. So this is really, really cool and has provided really, really good audio. If you watched any of my videos within the last maybe 2 months, I've recorded a lot of audio just through this mic right here. Mic goes in. And as for lenses, I'm gonna be taking 2 lenses. The first one is the 17 to 28, which I actually have on my B camera right now filming, so I can't show you just here. And on the flip side, I wanna get a little bit tighter as well. So the next choice of lens is this one right here. This is the Tamron 75 to 300 full frame equivalent lens. And you guys know when you pair wide angle and you know some really tight shots, you get a really, really nice look. So those are the main 2 lenses that I'm bringing. And like I said, this bag is really special because it is a lot taller than some of the other bags that I have, allowing me to bring this lens perfectly right there. Now, the next piece of gear that I've been really trying to experiment more with lately is this Insta360 camera, which is really cool because you get a 360 view of everything around you. So even if you're filming in front, you can also film yourself from the backside. Now, the 360 camera is actually pretty small. And in addition to that, I'm also bringing this little clip right here, which basically attaches to your backpack strap. And you can attach your Insta360 to this and have like a GoPro styled like POV video. So a lot of great street photography POV is gonna be done through this little setup, and it is very, very small and compact. Of course, in addition to that, we do have some extra spare batteries as well as the charging dock. Are we gonna fit everything? I'm getting a little skeptical, Gabe. Let's see. Let's see if we can fit everything in here. Speaking of batteries, we can't forget the Sony batteries for the Fx3. Now, I have a total of 4. 2 of them are currently on another charger, but you get the idea. We're gonna be taking some spare batteries, and these really last a long time. I would say through the Fx3, it gets me about an hour to 2 hours worth of footage. So having 4 of these batteries should be enough for the entire day coverage. Along with the batteries, we do have the charging cord as well as the charging hub, which is gonna allow me to charge up to 2 batteries at a time. And then we'll go to the second compartment right here and just throw all of those batteries in that mesh compartment. Plenty of room, plenty of room. This actually might be bigger than I expected it to be. And possibly one of the most important things in this entire kit, this is the Anker 27,650 milliamp power bank. Now, if you're looking for a portable high-tech power bank that supports 250 watt fast charging, 170 watt recharging, and that is also airline and travel approved, you absolutely need one of these things. And I can't tell you how many times this power bank has saved my butt. Now, real quick, coming closer because I want to show you the top of this thing. This thing has 2 USB-C ports as well as 1 USB-A port. And pretty much it allows me to go ahead and just charge all of my different gear, whether that be my laptop, which is a 15-inch M3 MacBook Pro. This charger can get it up to 50% in just under 30 minutes using the fast charge capabilities. It's also about the same size of a tall soda can and is also airline approved, so you can throw this into your carry-on baggage and have no issues whatsoever. And the thing that I love most about this power bank is that it has a 70-watt fast recharge, which means I could fully recharge this power bank in about 37 minutes. And in the crazy event that I need to charge my phone a few times, my laptop, and all of my different batteries, it can practically charge all of those devices in just one cycle. You can also connect this power bank to the Anker Prime app, which will also show you a full breakdown of how much battery is inside of the power bank, as well as safety features like finding your device. Now, as much as I love this power bank, there are some times where I want to take a smaller setup. And this is where the smaller 20,000 milliamp Anker Prime power bank comes into play. Now, even though this is a smaller size right here, which is actually pretty significant if you show them side by side like that, it still has a total output of 200 watts, allowing you to recharge 2 laptops at 100 watts apiece simultaneously. You get the same capabilities of having a lightning fast recharge, with a full cycle taking about an hour and 19 minutes. And just like its bigger counterpart, this still features 2 USB-C ports as well as a USB-A port, a nice screen on the front, as well as a beautiful sleek design. So I've honestly been taking this one more than the bigger one on a recent trip to Hawaii and New York. This has honestly been my go-to, and I've used this more just like at the hotel when I needed to recharge all of my devices. If you guys want to check out these Anker Prime power banks, use the link in the description below. And I want to say a huge thank you to Anker for sponsoring this portion of the video. Okay, so we're going to throw these guys into the bag. Pretty small, they're smaller than lenses as well. You can literally fit it into one of these pockets. If I can get it in there, boom, and boom, that's enough power to literally last me a few days. All right, so let's get into some of the good stuff. So in terms of camera gear, something that I promised myself for Japan is that I would not shoot any digital for my photography work. I've been working on a book recently, and I noticed that my film work has always had a little bit more feeling to it, and I've always been a little bit more intentional with it. And so I really wanted to stick with film, and that is why this right here is going to be my main camera to document. So coming closer real quick, this is the Leica M6 with a 28mm Voigtlander Ultron Mark II and a squared lens hood. Now, man, she's a little dusty here, but if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, the M6 has literally been a staple. It's my main workhorse camera. And I think in a place like Japan, I think I only want to shoot film. I've put through well over 100 rolls on this camera already. If you want to see some images that I made from it, definitely check me out over on Instagram, which is going to be the same handle as my YouTube channel. That is going to be the setup for Japan right here. This guy will go right in here. Oh, let's go adjust the bag. Let's put this down here. Good to go. So next up we have my secondary camera. Now, you know, why would you even want to have a secondary, King James? What's the point of that if you already have your Leica? I'm just extra like that, you know? No, but in all seriousness, there is a good reason for it. I think there's opportunities where at nighttime I wouldn't want to take the Leica and just kind of walk around with it. And, you know, I don't want to do that. So I always think about bringing a smaller secondary point and shoot that can aid kind of my first camera in the event that I don't want to take it along. But currently I'm a little bit torn, so I need your guys' help. I have 2 different options right here, and the first one, folks, is this guy. This right here is the Canon MC, and I've been shooting it now for the last maybe 2 weeks. I really love the camera, and the main reason for this is because it's super compact. You can literally take off the flash with one button and the entire flash comes off. So in terms of form factor, it is really tiny, and I can just go around with this thing right here. And an added benefit is that you can actually use this as a wireless off-camera flash. I'm just kidding. But imagine though, that would be sick. But this camera does feature a super sharp 35mm 2.8 lens. And what better way to aid the Leica with a point and shoot of high quality. With that said, the second camera is something that I really love. You guys know I adore this camera. It's honestly, in my opinion, the best beginner compact rangefinder camera. And Gable, do you know what it is?
Actually, no.
Give me a guess.
Oh, it's the X something.
X something, right?
X something.
Close enough, close enough. As you can see on the red bottom, Olympus XA. Now, funny enough, this camera right here has very similar specs to the Canon MC, and that's because at one point in time, the MC was the direct competitor to the XA, hence Canon MC and Olympus XA. The difference between the two though is this is autofocus and the XA is actually a fully functional rangefinder. So I don't know if you can zoom into this right here on the bottom. There's a little tab and this is going to adjust your focus. I don't know if you can see that on the very top right there, but that's your focus right there. On the right side of the camera, you have aperture markings. So this is an aperture priority camera. Literally just select what aperture you want, wind it up. This little red button is your shutter, and listen to how quiet this is. Let me go close to the mic here. Come on, you can't tell me that is not super, super quiet. Now I am a little bit torn between both of these cameras just because the autofocus seems really convenient, but the XA in my experience has always provided me with much sharper results. And so I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys. Comment down below what you guys think. Should I take the Canon FC or the Olympus XA? Throw this guy in here and look in the bag, man. We still have plenty of room. I think we got to fit one more lens, but all of these other pockets are still ready to go. So next up, we have a flash cable right here, as well as an old Canon flash. Now, I don't use any of the newer, more fancy flashes from a certain company. I've always used an old school flash. And the reason for that is because these are very inexpensive. You can literally find these at thrift stores for like $5 or $6, and they take AA batteries. But this has been a very, very good tool for me, and I think I want to use this in Japan. So I am going to pack that up as well. So many pockets, man. 40 bucks for this camera bag. Can you guys believe that? And last but not least, we have my film. Now, but here's the thing. I know that in Japan, they sell a lot of film as well, especially in, I think it's like Shibuya or something like that. And so I don't really want to take too much, but I need to pack enough so that I just need to kind of re-up rather than buy all of my film there. So in terms of the film that I'm bringing, I'm going to be taking this bag right here, which is a little do not X-ray pouch. I highly recommend if you shoot film, you buy one of these. The Darker makes a really good one. Sissy Lou also makes a really good one as well. But essentially when you go through airport security, you really don't want to have your film go through any of the X-rays. And so take your film, throw it in here, and when you get through TSA screening, tell them, hey, please give me a hand check. They will be more than happy to take this thing from you, take it off to the side, bypassing the X-rays, and they will physically manually check each of your film canisters. And that's pretty much gonna keep you protected from any X-ray damage to your film. With that said, I have about 4 rolls of Portra 800 and I think another 5 rolls of Portra 400. But we went out earlier, we re-upped. I got some more Portra 800 right here, so 6 rolls total. And then we also have some Kodak Gold. And I plan to buy film there as well. I'm gonna be making a video about that, so definitely stay tuned. But this is kind of just like what I need for at least the first maybe day or two in Japan. Film in, just gonna toss it all up in there like that. And last but not least, we have something that I really have been enjoying lately. And this is the Clever Supply Co. I.O. Greer collab film case. Now this leather case, I don't know if you can see that, IOE, but check this out. On the inside, it has a little compartment which holds all of your different film. And so I think on a daily, I'm probably gonna take only about 5 rolls of film with me inside of this case so that I can protect my film, all the film that I have already shot, I can organize it all in one package. So super useful. Check this one out too, Clever Supply Co. X I.O. Greer. So that's pretty much everything that I am taking with me to Japan. I know it's not a ton of gear, but I wanted to show you guys what is inside of my camera bag before we actually go so that when I do make the videos and content in Japan, I don't really have to talk about it. All right, you guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for what is inside of my camera bag. Before we go, I wanna ask you a few questions because I need your help. First of all, what kind of videos do you guys wanna see in Japan? I have a few ideas. Like I said, I wanna do some type of like short film documentary on it. But another video that I really wanna do is some sort of film camera thrifting or like, kind of just showing what cameras they offer in Japan because there's a huge market for it out there. And it's something that I really want to make a video about. But if you have any other video suggestions or ideas, I'm always open and I want to give you guys, the videos you want to see. With that said, moving forward, this last year has been extremely tough for me. I've been kind of going through a lot of different changes, and so my YouTube game honestly hasn't been that strong. But in the recent weeks, things have been getting a little bit better, and so I'm back on the grind and I've been feeling extremely inspired. I'm finally over that artist block that I feel like I've been in the entire year. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe now. We're gonna be making a lot more content, more specifically on street photography as well as film photography. And if those two things are something that you're into, you definitely want to subscribe and stick around. But that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you again for sticking to the very end, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, Minolta Gang.